everyone. I hope you are well, or as well as you possibly can be. It's your girl Jazzy featuring Cozy. Say hi. She's napping, and I get that, and I support that. I hope you are well. I said that. I am coming at you live to talk about this upcoming new moon in Sagittarius, which I am thank you for joining, which I could not be more excited about. And what's beautiful about this transit is that every time I've looked into what everyone else is saying about it, like the overarching theme is people are super excited to have a moon transit that is so inherently positive. Like, this is a really, really, really positive shift in energy. Hello, thank you for joining. And I want to know if you guys already feel it. I feel like as we've come out of eclipse season and like Scorpio season and moved into what I'm about to talk about right now, which is like Sag season and so much like Jupiter ruled energy, there's this shift in energetics. So I want to know if you guys are kind of feeling like you're rising from the ashes a little bit, or maybe you're deep in it. It's very specific to you and whatever your journey is and however it's aspecting your specific chart, of course. But I will say that overall there is this energy of rising from the dead a bit, letting the shadow work inform how you stand in the manifestation of everything that you've been calling in, right? It's not about, and I think the beautiful and most potent lesson about this transit and about the shift in energy is we don't have to stay in the work. And sometimes it can feel safe to stay in the shadow work, to stay in the undoing, to stay in the death and decay. What happens when you let that and everything that you've learned, everything you excavated, inform how you receive and bask in abundance and blessings and everything that you call for yourself? Yes, like a beautiful phoenix. Absolutely. I feel the same exact way. I feel like eclipse season and Scorpio season, while of course we're still undoing those knots and really uprooting and confronting everything that sort of dusted up, there is this shift in what happens when you allow yourself the opportunity to enjoy everything that you got out of your own way of during that shadow period. The death was real, honey. One could say that I'm still a corpse. I can't even lie. But this transit specifically is going to mark the shift into enjoying and reaping the benefits of doing the work. So I'm going to talk about it. Obviously, this Wednesday we have the new moon in Sagittarius, which is like one part of why this is just like overall such a delicious shift in energy, because we have Jupiter going direct. We have Sagittarius season commencing entirely, which, before I even go on, because there's the way that it's aspecting Neptune as well, it's also conjoining Venus and Mercury. This is just such a positive transit. I just want to say, on Wednesday, whatever that you do, the first thing I would recommend is that you sit down at your altar with your guides. You can, and if you work with goddesses, I would recommend you work with Goddess Juno. She traditionally is the goddess of Jupiter. She was the daughter of Saturn, married to Jupiter. But yes, connect with Goddess Juno if you feel called to. But regardless, connect with any guides that to you signify or equate to abundance, expansion. Sit with them and just bask in the visualization of the largest version of your life. And I'm such an advocate for this in all of the meditations that I've ever led. Honestly, I think because I am a Sag rising, so I'm ruled by Jupiter, and this is the energy that I'm constantly in. What happens when you let yourself feel deserving of the best case scenario of your life and of your manifestation? And that in itself is an invitation to look at, well, why have I settled for less, or thought I was deserving of less, or haven't wanted to ask for more, right? What happens when you let yourself dream a little bit bigger? So sit at your altar, call in your guides, and if right now you're trying to manifest $1 million, manifest $2 million, babe. And if right now you are calling in, a relationship or a partner, manifest that you get married and you have a destination wedding and that it's extravagant and luxurious. What happens when you dream a little bit bigger, when you let yourself play with the fantasy of the potential of your life and recognize the fact that right now we are in a specific energy. We're not working with Mars. Oh, Mars is having a little moment. I can't lie. But we're not working with Saturn. We're not working with Pluto. Pluto has a moment as well. But we're working with Jupiter, which is all about pushing towards good luck and abundance and expansion. So how do you approach your dreams when you think that you have to work hard and sacrifice and die for them, versus when there may be someone on your side helping you along the way? What happens when you think, how do you approach your dreams knowing that there's help on the other side? How does that shift your energy, and how can you stand in that kind of energy, right? You will approach your dreams differently if you know that there's an inside job happening in your favor versus, oh my God, like I always have to sacrifice. I always have to sort of give up something of myself and something of my peace in order to want or attain the thing. So I think how Jupiter is playing into this is what happens when you trust that there is something divinely orchestrated in your favor. Hi everyone, thank you for joining. What happens when you trust that the universe is on your side, right? And that you're having that help for you. And also that you are dreaming just a little bit bigger. And like I said, it's an invitation to look at, why haven't I jumped bigger? If I'm settling for, safety, or if I'm settling for, what I've been told is like, the least amount of stress for everybody else involved, what happens when I work with Jupiter to expand the vision that I have for myself? So yes, as a recap for those of you who are just joining, we're coming out of eclipse season. Oh yes, for your birthday update. Oh my God, wait, what day are you on the 27th? I always forget if you're the 26th, the 27th, the 28th. But I will say, we could not be walking into better energy for your birthday. And I feel like this energy, what I'm talking about right now, perfectly encapsulates who you are, Waverly, which is just like, it's this rising from the ashes of that eclipse season, that Scorpio season, and coming into this place where we get to let ourselves, Thursday, not the Thanksgiving B-Day. Give gratitude, babe. Yes, that's literally exactly it. It has everything to do with like letting the work that we have done inform how we get to enjoy our rewards, right? I think it's almost a trauma response when we think that we constantly need to be in the excavating and in the healing and in the death and the rebirth. Like, do you feel deserving enough to feel like where I am at right now is enough? The version of myself that I am right now is deserving. Like, I have enough. I have received enough. I am receiving enough. And like, I can get to enjoy this. I don't have to work. So yeah. Recap, double up on your manifestations. Like I said, think about the up-leveled version of what you wanted for yourself. If you wanted your dream career, what is the up-leveled version of that? If you want a vacation, what is the up-leveled version of that? Up-level your dreams, your desires. Now would be a great time. I definitely invite you to sit at your altar or a sacred space and, visualize what you're calling in. But if you work with vision boarding at all, especially because like Sagittarius is such a visualization-based sign. It has everything to do with like seeing and seeing far. So I would invite you to like start up a little Pinterest board, name it like Sag New Moon Manifestations, and like just go in, like make a mood board for specifically 2023, right? Because this is gonna catapult the energy that we're moving into that year with. And that year, the year that's coming up, has so much shift in energy. Pluto moving into Aquarius, Saturn moving into Pisces. There is this shift. So let this kind of be where you set the tone of how you're going to enjoy and expand and live in the fullest version of your life. Make a wish, babe. It's gonna be Make-A-Wish Foundation. Is there an element of surprise with the up-leveled version of ourselves? I'm surprised at 100%. And I think if anything, let me read this for anyone who's watching this later and doesn't read that. Is there an element of surprise with the up-leveled version of ourselves? Because after these eclipses, I'm surprised at what I've integrated. 100%. I can't stress that enough, especially because the way that Pluto, how is Pluto aspecting this? Damn, I might not have written that down. It's fine. The point is that Pluto is a planet that always kind of catches us off guard, but I think when we get rid of like the programming and the indoctrination, everything that does not belong to us, and we come in more full alignment with our truth, we actually are being introduced to something that we didn't even know was there because it was laying underneath survival instinct or just what wasn't actually true to our soul's desire. Another thing is that Sagittarius, which obviously rules the 9th house, has a lot to do with our purpose and like not just what we do on a day-to-day and like our roles, but like our divine purpose and kind of like our soul's dharma. So it's gonna be this invitation to get more in tuned and intimate with like the truth of the core of ourselves rather than the version of ourselves we've been performing as or we've been surviving as. And so it can catch us off guard. There's totally an element of surprise, which is exciting. I feel that's Steph loving these surprises. Michelle, I love you so much and I miss you with every fiber of my being. Just wanted to throw that out there. But yes, it's giving Make-A-Wish Foundation, babe. make a wish and make it big and make it expansive. And trust that like the surprises are in your favor. I think surprises can make people uncomfortable, especially like I said, if we're working with Saturn, if we're working with other planets that are giving like Tower, like, oh my God, I didn't see this coming, versus Jupiter is like, can you let yourself receive the gifts rather than trying to control the outcome? Cuties. So yes, make a mood board. Let yourself nourish your spiritual upkeep. So I would say if you have any sort of spiritual practice, if you haven't been nourishing that, Sagittarius has a lot to do with, like I said, our connection to divinity. So spend some time in nature, spend some time at your altar. Wednesday is such a important day for this. I like really, it goes direct, or it's exact, I think 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but like really take that time to get to your altar, to get on like Pinterest and make a mood board, or to get to nature, to get to however you feel like you are connected to like the version of yourself that sees beyond the ego and beyond your own limitations, and like is satisfied with calling in more and satisfied with basking in what has arrived from the death and decay of like that eclipse season and the Scorpio season. Yeah, be really adamant about it, especially because Thursday is Thanksgiving, and I feel like that can be a triggering time, especially if you're around people that are more rooted in their limiting beliefs. I think it's important that we do the work beforehand of like trusting and knowing, like I said, that the universe is on your side. So it's conjoining Venus and Mercury. This has a lot to do with new beginnings, profound conversations, right? Understanding. And that's beautiful. That's a good energy to walk into, I would say, Thanksgiving with, is understanding that you may be surprised at who you have a conversation with that are actually more aligned with your true beliefs than you expected. Sagittarius also rules travel. So while this would be a beautiful time to plan what it looks like for you to like go somewhere else and to actually get out of your physical environment and the confinement of your physical environment, what does it mean when you let yourself mentally travel? What does it mean when you get lost in your daydreams and let that inform how you approach your reality? When you just break down the boundaries that are keeping you small. New journey. Seeking deeper meaning and a renewed energy for life. Yeah, I think it's just, this is a good time to redefine your why of like, sorry, I had an almond and it like just did a thing. What is your why when it comes to not only just your purpose, but like, what is your driving force? I feel like for me, one of the things that I really had to like lay to rest during this eclipse season was just feeling like there's this impending doom that comes with existing right now, climate change, the political environment. There's a shooting every day, trigger warning, obviously. And like, sometimes I'm like, it doesn't even make sense to plan 10 years ahead and we don't even know if we have the planet. So like, I have had to kind of lay those fears and reintroduce myself to those fears and where they're stemming from, and recognize the fact that working with this energy means, okay, if that's how I feel, then what do I get to decide I am moving for? If it's not for a promised future, is it at least for the exploration and insatiable curiosity of what is right now, right? So I think it just means redefining what motivates you, how you move, why you move, what is your why. Hope that makes sense, that I didn't just trauma dump. But otherwise, that is the overall energy. We have 6 planets in mutable signs, which is Pisces, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Gemini, right? So it has this mutable signs. Obviously, for anyone who doesn't know, cardinal, mutable, and fixed. Fixed are the signs that are rooted. Cardinals are the signs that initiate, and mutable is a sign. Mutables are the signs of transition and movement and fluidity. So know that like this energy in mutable signs really denotes transition and moving forward and going from one space to the other, letting yourself rise, not getting too comfortable in where you were, whether you weren't in the shadow work or you were, recognizing the fact that like all of this mutable energy really means, how can we move forward? How can we take what we've learned and let it inform how we enjoy what we've reaped and sown from that? Yes, moving to your own why, babe, 100%. So I hope that makes sense. Reach out to me one-on-one if you have any specific questions. This moon transit is trining Jupiter and Neptune. So there's going to be a feeling of just reintroducing yourself to your deeper purpose and your why. And you can't really hear that unless you get out of your head, unless you silence the outside noise and get in nature, get to your altar, get to your guide. So make sure you have some time to kind of clear out distraction and clear out noise and do that for yourself. Otherwise, I'm sending you all my love. as a Sag rising, this is a really comfortable energy for me, and Scorpio season really was not. So I'm excited about this. I hope that you are too. This is one of the most lucky, well aspected new moons of this entire year. So write it down, use purple and blue pen, go crazy with it. I'm sending you all my love, and I hope to see you next time. I'm going to pick this up in case my boob comes out. Okay, bye guys.